Welcome everyone, Dylan Gemelli here today with a brand new video for you. So today we're going to talk about Anavar. But first I want to remind you, I'm not a doctor, and anything that I tell you or teach you or talk about in my videos is things that I've learned over the years through my research, personal experiences, things that I've read, etc. I am not telling you to use these. If you do use them, that is completely up to you. What you do with this information is completely up to you. This is just strictly for your entertainment purposes only. So let's talk about Anavar. Now, Anavar was actually created back in 1964, and it was used for the treatment of multiple diseases, including muscle wasting. And actually, when the AIDS epidemic kind of started to hit home in the 80s, it was Anavar, which is also known as oxandrolone, and Anadrol that were prescriptions of choices when dealing with muscle wasting issues. Well, why? Why was this? Well, Anavar produces lean gains with very little water retention, while it also increases strength, and this is going to be really helpful for people that are receiving it. So that's just a little bit of background on Anavar and what it was used for. Let's talk about the profile of Anavar. It's pretty intriguing to a lot of people, not to me per se, but to a lot of people it is, because it seems to defy the definition and limitations of oral steroids. Why is that? Well, I'm sure that you've heard about or read about or seen that people talking about it's really clean gains, and that it's relatively safe in comparison to other steroids. I'll talk about that later, because being mild and still being harmful, is something that we need to discuss, but we'll get into that towards the end of the video. Now, it is more safe. So unlike other steroids, you can get away with a little bit more on it in terms of, using it, etc. Maybe even the length of time, although I disagree with that. It's still a possibility. Now, there's been a lot of studies done on it, a lot of people using it for certain medical conditions. All right, like I was saying. Let's talk about one study that I read about. Patients with, and this was a random double-blind study, patients with 40% total body surface area burns were selected to actually receive standard burn care plus Anavar, and then people without Anavar. All right? Now, Anavar was actually used to help regain weight loss after surgery, severe trauma, chronic infections, and the people that were treated with Anavar did actually show quickened healing, improved body composition, preserved muscle mass, reduced catabolism, which could be expected, and consequently lessened hospital stay time. So no wonder it was, of large interest to bodybuilders. This is just one study. I'm not sitting here telling you that Anavar is some great healing steroid or something. This is just one study that I have to cite. I'm not going to agree that Anavar is this major healer, but in this situation with burn victims, it helped them. Some people, like myself, think that Anavar is overrated. I don't think it's overrated because you don't blow up on it like some people do. That means you just really don't understand steroids if you think that you have to blow up on every steroid, because not every steroid is intended for that purpose. But you can't deny, even I can't, that the muscle is quality and it's longer lasting. It's a lot easier to maintain after you finish using it. I'll even admit that. There is a fat burning benefit to it. Let me make this very clear, though. It's not a weight loss drug. There's a difference between losing 20 and 30 pounds and having the ability and capability to burn stubborn fat areas. All right? Many people claim that Anavar is just a fat burner. Any steroid that builds muscle is going to burn fat. So indirectly, it is a fat burner, just like any other steroid can be, because when you gain lean muscle, it will ultimately in turn burn fat. Now, you have to have your diet and training in check to get the most results out of it. You're not going to pick up a bottle of Anavar, start taking it, and turn into some ripped, shredded animal beast in 6 weeks, okay? And people really fall under that presumption that that's going to happen, and it's not. And I'm telling you this because I don't want people to be disappointed, have false hopes, wrong expectations. I want you to learn exactly the way that these are supposed to be used and what they're used for, so that you don't have the wrong idea. But it can help you to appear leaner because you're gaining lean muscle, and it's a nice dry compound. Your muscles will likely seem more defined with Anavar and a lot more, have that hardening effect to them because that's what it's known for. There have been studies that have shown Anavar to reduce visceral fat, which I do agree with in the stomach area, with just moderate exercise, but you're still exercising and you're still controlling your diet. You can't just go out and eat fast food, garbage, things like that, and take Anavar and just go, oh, well, it's going to, great. That's just not how it works. A good use for Anavar is to use it at the end of a cycle to polish it off, to give you that nice, clean, hardening effect when you're done. I do agree with that as well. I want to talk about some dosing and some half-lives here. Anavar, I don't recommend for men to go over 60 milligrams per day. If you have quality Anavar, there is no need to go any higher than that. Now, for females, 10 milligrams a day is a really good starting point, and I never recommend that females go over that 20 milligram per day mark. I also don't recommend people exceeding 6 weeks. Now, being that Anavar is a little bit more mild, you could get away with maybe going 8 weeks. I don't like it, but I will tell you that being that it's more mild than all the other oral steroids out there, aside from Proviron, you could get away with that 8-week mark. Now, the detection time on there, there's some debate, but from what I've seen and understand, 3 weeks. So I would plan on 4 weeks just to be safe. Now, the half-life is about 10 hours, so you're probably going to want to dose it twice a day. Now, let's talk about the side effects. One of the reasons for Anavar being known as more safe is because it's less harsh on the liver. However, it is still harsh. It's still a toxic oral steroid. It will still affect your liver. It will still affect your blood pressure, and it will still affect your cholesterol. It will. I know some people will go, oh, but no. Listen, you can read whatever you want, and you can listen to people that don't care about you or skirt the issue to justify whatever they're doing. It's still toxic, I promise you. I promise you. Don't push that, and protect yourself. If you're going to use it, protect yourself. That's it. It's suppressive. Regardless of what anybody else tells you, you will need a full post-cycle therapy, not just a mini post-cycle like with SARMs. You will need a full post-cycle therapy with it. You can run it alone without testosterone. I would not recommend that. I don't care for that. But you can, and some people, yes, have been successful with it. I don't like it, don't agree with it, but I'm not telling you that it's not possible to be successful with it. So that, my friends, is Anavar in a nutshell. So I just wanted to give you the full facts, the full rundown on Anavar, everything you need to know. So www.isarms.com/forums. It's where you can come get me on the forums. I'm also on Evolutionary forums, as well as Elite Fitness. Dylan@isarms.com is my email. Send me questions and comments there. Read the descriptions. Everything you need to know is down there. My social media, where to find all of my old YouTube videos. You want to make sure you definitely read those. And please subscribe to the channel. So, that being said, stay tuned for plenty more to come. Dylan Gemelli, signing off.